Alright guys, WebSoak here, and today I have the WMT 36th Street subway station. I built this on a live stream, and today I will be touring it. It's now 1903 in New Appalachia, and the WMT 2nd Avenue line is still under construction, but there are only 2 stations left to build now that this one is done. Okay, so let's get started here. So the first entrance is located at 36th Street and 2nd Avenue, and it is built into the side of a Macy's, and this is sort of the main entrance of the station. So it just says WMT line, and then there's just a mosaic there that says 36th Street. Then you can enter the entrance over here, and it has a map here. This map hasn't been updated yet. None of the maps have, because the 2nd Avenue line is not opened yet, so this is still closed. So you can enter, but trains will not show up, so keep that in mind. So somebody could just walk in and come over here, but the trains won't show up yet. But of course there are WMT police to make sure nothing bad happens down here while the trains are not operating. Okay, so entry and the turnstiles, we'll visit those in a second. So here's the other entrance. This is based off old BRT entrances. This is how they used to look, sort of like this anyway. So yeah, it has all of the information here. Westover Mass Transit line, 2nd Avenue line, Gordon line, to Kendall, to Cowboy Road, to Smithtown, to Erie, to Gordon Town. Okay, so let's enter the station again, and again we have the WMT plaque. Well, this one's a mosaic this time, so yeah, all of the WMT plaques that would normally be there are mosaics this time. So entry, Gordon Line, 36th Street. Again, the fare is 15 cents, quite expensive fare now. So last stop, no entry, so this is going to be the last stop for now. There are provisions to extend it to East End in the future. Again, East End is sort of the other borough, but it's not really developed at all, so there's no reason to extend to East End yet. So you have a sign there, exit 36th Street, 37th Street, 2nd Avenue. Let's go down over here. Here's the wall design. I wanted it to be fancier this time, so there are giant terracotta 36s over there. And I kept the blue theme with some having bricks that you saw at that one entrance. Ignore the sunlight. That's just the way Minecraft renders light. Okay, and this time the station has tiled pillars. So you have the thicker tiled pillars here instead of the I-beam pillars, and these ones have 36s painted onto them. So I wanted this one to look fancier, so that's why I did that instead of tiled pillars. So if we go over here to the end of the platform, before we show that mezzanine, there's a big mezzanine up there as well, but we can go over to the end of the platform. You have some staircases here. Those will go to the exit of 37th Street and 36th Street and 2nd Avenue. So again, this is not New York City, this is New Appalachia. This is not a fictional New York City route. Any New York City videos will be labeled Subwaycraft. So over here at the end, you have bumpers. So I did this new bumper design. It's based off an old one that I found online. So this will be the new WMT bumper design. And the tunnel looks like there's nothing there, but there is. a provision over here. So I know it's very dark, but that's just how it is with the shaders. And you can see over here the tunnel ends, but it's not black concrete because I sort of put this softer material at the end. I guess it's supposed to look more of a broken up material, right? So yeah, so these will be the provisions for the future extension to an area that we haven't started yet called Frankfurt or Frankfurt. And yeah, Frankfurt. So that will be up north, past 55th Street. Then they will cross into East End via the river. That's my plan anyway for this route. I'll probably do a trestle bridge, or we may build a suspension bridge and have trains cross that. Okay, so now that you've seen that, I'll just show you this side. Again, it's a 3-track station, so it looks very strange, but you can sort of jump over. But you shouldn't, because you probably wouldn't make it in real life, because the trains that it will be using are just the same that the BMT would have used. So they are wider than IRT trains. And of course, you have the provisions over here as well. And these just lead over to the same tunnel. Okay, so then you can come back into the station. It's very dark over here. So let's head back in. Okay, so yeah, those bumpers. I like stations with bumpers. They're cool. Okay, so let's... And maps are in the station as well. Again, when I update maps, it will update all of them. So we don't have to worry about maps becoming outdated. So let's check out this area. So here's another mezzanine. This one's pretty cool. So you have this stairwell from the original entrance that we used. Last stop, no entry. Enter here. And of course it says Gordon Line to Smithtown to Cowboy Road. Okay, so there's some vents there. And here's the mezzanine. It's very opened, so I like this one, but it still retains the old subway feel. Here you have the exits of 37th Street and 2nd Avenue. For some reason it's giving me frame drops when I open gates with shaders. I don't know what that's about, but it's been giving me lots of weird issues lately with frames, and I don't understand what the problem is. Okay, so let's exit out here. We have another one of these entrances, and we can cross the street. Then you have a building here with an entrance built into it. And then you can go over here. There are some vents over there. That's why you may have noticed sunlight is pouring in over here. So then you have these exits. This one's my favorite of these two. 2nd Avenue line. So you have that one. This is based off the ones at Brooklyn Bridge City Hall and Union Square, since those are quite old. So yeah, so there's that. I'd say I really like this one. Then you have another one. Over here there's a hotel, the Bruce Hotel. And then you have another one built into this garden over here. It just has the walls on it, so I thought that was cool to have one like this. So it looks like this one sticks out more. Huh. Okay. So we can enter here, WMT, and yeah, so that's the station. Pretty cool, I'd say. Then there are some provisions for a future connection to a future line. which are over here as well. So there are multiple provisions at this station. If you go down here and you enter the tunnel, maybe a torch would be more fitting. So we'll enter the tunnel over here and walk down, and then there are provisions. I'm looking so we don't fall. Okay, so those are the provisions. It's just a ramp. And if we head over here, a little bit of a way into the tunnel, then the ramp begins. And these ramps are just to allow a future connection to the planned 36th Street crosstown line. So they start here and they just go down. It's very dark, but that's just how subway tunnels are, right? So yeah, so those are the provisions there. Okay, so let's wrap this one up. So let's head over to the exits and wrap this up. Okay, let's go through this one. This is the emergency exit. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and tour of this really old style subway station of the WMT, or built by the WMT, and is based off obviously BRT architecture. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, if you're new, subscribe, leave a like for the YouTube algorithm, and comment.